In this video, we're going to look at a simple way to add a lot more power to your punches. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to take a cue from baseball players and we're going to step into our punch. So if you've watched any baseball pitchers, you know that they don't just stand there with their feet planted and throw the ball. They can get good torque in their body with rotation, and they can throw the ball kind of hard, kind of fast, but it's not nearly as the same thing as if they lift their foot and step and throw into that punch. They kind of step off at a 45-degree angle, and that allows them to really rotate and turn their body into it. And the same thing is if you're in a street fight and you have to defend yourself and you want to hit this guy as hard as you can. If you simply square up with someone and take a normal boxing stance with 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, and you use good body mechanics and you rotate your body and you throw a punch, you can definitely deliver good power. But you have to do everything right. And even if you do everything right, it's still not going to be as powerful as if you step into that shot. And a lot of people forget that because when you train, you practice just being on 2 feet, having a good stance, and throwing punches from that stance to practice your rotation. And that's all fine and well, but when it comes time to use that in a fight, you don't have to keep your feet planted. In fact, it's better if you don't. So if I'm squared up with an opponent like this, and I have to throw my strong punch to his face, I have to rotate my entire body because really what I want to do is point at him with my shoulder in the end. I need to get my shoulder from back here all the way to the front of my body and facing him. That's how I get maximum rotation, like that. And that's very hard to do with any punch, but definitely in a real fight when your form isn't going to be great. But really what I want to do, instead of being squared up with someone, when I hit him, I actually want to be off to the side because my shoulder is, I have to get my shoulder to his face. So I don't want to be way over here. I actually want to get my shoulder in front of his face. So if I could, I would step off to the side like this. This is actually where I want to hit him because now my shoulder is directly in line with his face and I'm driving forward. And also if I could, I want to step into him because if I can step in at a 45-degree angle, not only am I creating momentum for my body, I'm already moving my body forward and his face is going to feel that. But I'm also allowing myself to open up my hips better. If my feet are planted, I can get good rotation, but it's even more pronounced if I can step forward and really drive and rotate into it. So if he didn't have arms, like Bob doesn't have arms here, what I would do if I want to hit him as hard as I could, instead of being square like this, where we're facing each other, I would want to kind of be off to the side where he's more in line with my right punch. And I would just step forward kind of towards him, a little off to the side, and I would hit him like that. That would be my most powerful punch. So that's kind of what I want to go for. The only difference is that in the real world, the guy's going to have arms, right? So I can't just conveniently move over here and step in because I might walk into this right hand right here and I might get punched. So I just need to make a small adjustment. I still want to get my arm in line with his face. I still want to step in. But I have to do 2 small adjustments. The first is I got to keep this hand up. This protects my chin. So when I move into him, I want to make sure I bring that hand up to my chin as protection. And the second thing I want to do is I really want to drop my head out of the target zone and below the target zone. So if he decides to throw a straight punch at my face or even a hook at my face, if I go here, I'm going to walk right into it and I'm going to eat that shot, and that's going to be bad. So I'm going to punch him and he hits me at the same time. That's very bad. So what I like to do, and what a lot of MMA fighters do, is they step off and they step down. So whatever punch he throws at my face, a left, a right, a hook, a straight, I'm getting out from under it and I'm getting away from the target. So I'm dropping down, I'm stepping away, and I'm protecting myself from being hit by any of his punches. Even if he were throwing an uppercut, which is rare in a real fight, I'm still getting out of the way of that off to the side. And all I'm doing is I'm using that as my excuse to step in with him. And I just have to adjust my punching hand so that instead of throwing straight, which I could go right to a solar plexus, which is right here on your body. And this is very damaging if you hit someone. It could take them right out of the fight. So I can either go, boom, right there, right into the solar plexus, or I could still hit him in the face. I just need to kind of make this a little bit more of an overhand right. I just need to kind of make sure this comes up as this side of my body comes down. But it's still that same kind of punch. Instead of being straight, I'm just making sure it rises up and kind of hooks a little bit into his face. But you can see the mechanics where instead of just lining up straight like this and throwing these punches where I really have to get excellent body rotation to get full power, and I'm still in the line of fire from getting hit from him, what I'm saying is I can get two advantages out of this method. Number one, I'm getting more power because I'm stepping into my punch and I'm rotating my body like a baseball pitcher, right? I'm kind of going like this, right? I'm just stepping in and getting full rotation. So I get more power, but I also get my head out of the way. I really don't want to stay here and throw punches. This is where I'm vulnerable. This is where he knows my head is. But if I can get down and to the side while I'm stepping in, while I'm delivering that powerful punch, then I win on all accounts. So I'll just show you what it looks like if I were to face you. My hands are like this. I'm in a good boxing position. My chin is down. My hands are up. You can see my feet are staggered. I'm on the balls of my feet. This is all good mechanics, right? I'm protecting my chin. And I can throw a reverse punch from here, and it can definitely be powerful. But if I want it to even be stronger, what I want to do is I want to step off to the side a little bit so this shoulder, this arm is kind of right in line with his body, and I'm stepping forward. So I'm already driving into him and through him, and I'm getting my head out of this target zone, right, as I'm doing it. So I'm stepping into him with that shoulder, I'm getting my head out of the way, and I'm just finishing it off by delivering that punch. So instead of being static here and throwing, I'm doing this. Stepping in, stepping down, protecting myself, and putting everything I've got into that punch.